Boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a tremendous little segment I have for you right now. This is a segment that I don't normally do. Why? Because, frankly, it's going to fall on deaf ears, but who knows? We'll see. Ladies, you need to change. You really do need to change. And I say this as an individual who tries to really bring out the best in people. And, you know, my methods may come across as a little bit, I guess, unorthodox. It isn't pleasant. I am definitely the type of person that's going to punch you in the face, rip off the Band-Aid, say the things that need to be said. So, without further ado, let me just step right in to my fucking power position here of what I do. Step up onto my soapbox. Because if you're listening to me, I got your attention. Ladies, y'all are becoming fat, unattractive, and gross. Seriously, let's break this all down. It's a fact of the matter that the majority of women today are just getting fatter and fatter. They have zero discipline. They feed into instant gratification, and because they're in this little pit of sorrow, they feel as though the world must change around them rather than they change themselves. It's super easy for you to just eat your emotions, buy bigger clothes, tell people that you need to be accepted, go home, drink yourself to fucking sleep, pop some pills, smoke a little fucking weed or do whatever you gotta do, hop on the old, I don't know, Tinder, order yourself a nice hot fresh man to come over, give you a little bit of fucking ego boost, and then just go about your life, just living that way of instant gratification, of never really changing yourself. It's easy. That's what our society has taught you. And the fact of the matter is, and believe it or not, ladies, you are the ones that need to become the most disciplined in our society today. Because what's happened in modern America and in Western civilization is we have entitled you to the point that you believe that you have zero consequences for your actions. That's not just in the law. That's not just in the financial world. That's not just in the fucking academic world. This is also just in the fact that you believe that you are such a superior being that you don't have to have any discipline whatsoever in your own life. Oh, but I go to work. I'm a nurse. I work all these hours. I do this. I do that. I got my master's degree. Life should just be fucking easy. No. This is what I get on men about constantly, but this is worse for you women because you've just been so entitled. You know, there's a lot of guys out there that think if they go through this one trial or they go through this one type of discipline that all of a sudden they're going to arrive. And then they could just step on the fucking brakes and say, all right, I've arrived, we're here, we're good, now we can just chill. No. Life is never about just chilling. It's always about growth. And where growth comes from, honestly, is discipline. And what is discipline? Well, discipline is a self-imposed structure that puts you through hardships that you're able to take. Like hardships that you're able to easily work with. And I shouldn't say easily, I should say simply, because nothing really is easy. Living is not easy. Living should never be easy. But that's what we've done. We've removed the sharp edges of life from women today to the point that they don't believe that they should have any level of discomfort. And that is the problem. Discipline is uncomfortable. It sucks hearing that fucking alarm clock go off at 6 o'clock in the morning and you gotta get up out of your warm bed. Right? It sucks getting up and having to start making your own damn food, right? And feeding yourself. It sucks having to go and take that shower and then having to get yourself ready to start the day. It really does suck. But at the end of the day, it's you creating your own life and building yourself to be the best version of you. And that right, that privilege, that has been removed from women today. I say this because, honestly, as I look around, women are getting so fat. I said it. They're getting fat, they're getting unattractive, and they're getting gross. What does fat have to do with anything? Well, simply, obviously, it comes down to health. It comes down to mental health, especially with the fact that women today, women in general, you're cyclical. You go through a pattern of cyclical hormones monthly. And when you have high levels of fat, when you're eating fucking improperly, when you're giving in to your impulses, you are now having a whole bunch of hormones and neuroreceptors just go off the fucking charts. The other thing is this, simply speaking, when you look at a fat person, do you see discipline? No, you don't. It shows characteristics. It shows the type of character that person has. And that's what's missing from a lot of women today, especially with that. Now, the other thing is that if women were to invest more into getting into shape, and now hear me out on this one, because there's the other side of the business, the other side of the coin here, where we have women that are just going overboard with their fitness of becoming too masculine, becoming too muscular, and so forth. All you need to do is just keep and maintain a good level of body fat. 22 to 18% is probably around ideal for a woman. Have a nice figure. But the discipline is incorporated into that, right? What do you need in order for you to have a nice figure, in order for you to feel optimal? Well, that includes going to the gym and eating a good diet, a good solid diet. It includes the discipline of eating a healthy diet, of cooking your own food, of going shopping and knowing what to have, understanding macronutrients and understanding how to balance that. Now, the other aspect of it, of like what I talked about, is that women are just becoming more and more unattractive. And how are they becoming more and more unattractive? Well, getting fat is number one. Number two is they're presenting themselves as warriors. Women are buzzing the sides of their hair. They're piercing themselves left and right all over the place. They're getting tattoos. They're dyeing their hair all sorts of funky colors. They're purposely trying to make themselves unattractive. They're trying to make it seem as though they're fighting this war against masculinity. They're warriors on the front line. Women, stop. Honestly, stop. You're most attractive when you're feminine. Now you're going to sit here and say, oh, you want us to just sit there and smile? Yes, absolutely. Smile. Smile more. Be approachable. Be nice. Like, learn to be nice. Oh, well, then that means that all sorts of other men are going to just start coming up to me and hitting on me. Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the equation. Learn how to cordially be the type of person to say no and uphold your boundaries. You don't have to be a warrior. You don't have to come out with a fucking tomahawk and a machete all the time when someone does something that you don't like. That's unattractive. Honestly, it really is unattractive. Women operating in their masculine is seriously the most repulsive thing to me and to most men. But most people aren't going to say that because they're scared to actually put it out there. Last aspect I talk about is gross. And I gotta tell you guys, honestly, I gotta tell you women this. Like, one thing that I find that's absolutely gross is the fact that, you all drink way too much. You all drink way too much and you think it's cute to sit there and have your wine every single day. That's disgusting to me. Like, you can't live life without alcohol. You have to use alcohol in order for you to feel better, in order for you to act on your own inhibitions, right? In order for you to to honestly live within this reality, you have to be drunk. You have to come home and you have to have your drinks. The other thing that's absolutely gross too is this, like, well, obviously feminism is one, but just the way that you speak to people in general. You try to speak to people like you're a man, like you're a warrior, like you're strong, right? And you go over the top. This vulgarity, the way that you speak, the way that you use your words, it's repulsive. I see girls all the time tell people to suck their dicks. They say fuck every other word, right? They talk about the most grotesque things. It's like, no, have some level of respect for yourself and conduct yourself with some dignity. I'm not sitting here saying we need to go back to 1950s America, leave it to Beaver bullshit, but goddamn, y'all women are just repulsive. You're repulsive. And it's not just that. The last and final thing that I want to talk about that's disgusting is the amount of fucking men you sleep with. It is not liberating. It's not anything to be proud of. Women, it's very easy for you to have sex. Very easy for you to have sex. You can make a decision right now that you're going to have sex today, and you're going to be able to have sex. You can approach any man on the street and say, hey, would you have sex with me? And I guarantee you 98% of the time will say yes. Guarantee it. It's not difficult. It is not a badge of honor. The things that are honorable in today's society are the things that are difficult. The things that are hard, the things that are that are not easily come by. That's what's honorable. Think about it from that perspective. If it comes easy, there's no respect in it. And that's the thing I'm really trying to get at, is respect. Ladies, you try so hard to get respect, but you think it's just warranted because you have a vagina between your legs. You got to earn respect. And how do you earn respect? You earn respect by being feminine, by going against this whole idea that women are supposed to be masculine, by conducting yourself in a pleasant manner, by not sleeping around, by not giving into your impulses every second of the day, by establishing some level of discipline in your life, by maintaining a figure, by knowing how to cook your own food, by understanding how to have a restrictive diet. Like restrict yourself on pleasure. I know this sounds terrible. I know it sounds awful. It's like, oh, this guy's trying to oppress me right now. But it's the fact of the matter that really, when it comes down to it, you're going to be happier in the long run. You're going to be happier in the long run if you start implementing these practices that I'm telling you about. It's better for you. It's better for your mental health. You're not going to be dependent on alcohol now. You're going to understand that your source of strength, which feminism lies to you and tells you to just be a fucking hedon, right? Be hedonistic. Your source of strength is going to come from your ability to say, you know what? I'm going to limit these things in my life. And I talk about this. You know, I really truly believe this as I've grown up and come to understand things. Women, you need to start settling down sooner in life. And I highly, highly recommend you settle down as a virgin. Find the highest value man possible that's going to be able to take care of you, provide you with a good house and home, right? With a good solid income, and have children as soon as possible. I highly recommend that women get involved, especially when you're younger, get involved with older, more established men that have the resources to take care of a family with. Become a mother first. Stay fit. Stay feminine. You'll be able to have plenty of time later when the kids are older to go to school, to be a boss babe, to chase after any of the things that you want to chase after. But your youth is your greatest asset. Your youth and your beauty are your greatest assets. And today, women are just absolutely destroying that. They think that they can live like a man, as though there aren't these biological factors at play. And they just go on and they destroy their value. And that's why we live in a world today where women are fat, unattractive, and gross. And the fact of the matter is, those terms need to be said because you need to start to realize, everyone needs to start to realize, that this isn't good. This isn't good for the mental health of women. The long run isn't going to play out well. Anyway, that's my advice. I hope it is heeded.